podcast. Hello and welcome in to another episode of the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. My name is Nikki Darling, and today we're in the middle of the Numerica Festival of Trees, and it is gorgeous here. It's a almost week-long event of festivities and all to benefit the Numerica Performing Arts Center. So there are different nights of entertainment. I am located right now in the Grand Exhibit Hall. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek here in just a second of all the different trees, Christmas trees that are decorated. And if you aren't really privy to what happens during the Festival of Trees, spoiler alert, there are a lot of Christmas trees. And they're all up for auction. Christmas trees, wreaths, and they're all different. And they get decorated by different groups and organizations and individuals right in our community. And they go up for auction. And you do a silent bid. So you have to come back and keep looking at it. Make sure you don't get outbid. And then if you win, you get to take that beautiful Christmas tree home, and then boom, bada, boom, 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 you don't have to decorate your own. Perfect for me. And that money that you have spent in that silent auction goes right to benefit the Numerica Performing Arts Center to put on great programs and bring in great acts and entertain us and educate us for the rest of the year. We're going to learn a little bit more about that and why this whole week of activities and fundraisers are so important for the rest of their programming season. And we're going to sit down with Jay Woody Lotz, the executive director of the Numerica Performing Arts Center, and some other people who are involved in putting on some other events. And just personally, I want to say, if I look a little worse for wear today, it's all your fault. It's all your fault, because you all came out last night and had a blast with me at the Christmas karaoke competition for the Festival of Trees. And I am a little worse for wear today, but for the best reason, because we have been planning it and preparing and rehearsing, and we had a great cast of singers in our very first Christmas karaoke competition, and we pulled it off last night. It was so much fun. So we'll tell you all about how that went, and we crowned our first winner, Sherry the Grinch Hagopian. Yay, Sherry! She just by herself raised $740 to for the Festival of Trees and for the Numerica Performing Arts Center. So we love Sherry and all of our other competitors here from last night, and I'll give you the entire rundown. Everybody had such a good time, but it's just one of the events throughout the entire festival, including the public viewing in the grand exhibit hall where we are right now. And it is open, so you can come down, take a look at these trees, put your silent bid in the auction, and hopefully go home with one of these beautifully decorated trees or wreaths. And I have to say, people are getting very creative, because they're not just the trees. I saw an entire Christmas tree out of books out in the hallway, and they are gonna have some competition with me because that's my sweet spot. And it made me had an idea that I think I'm gonna share when I get my good friend Woody on over here. So why don't you come join me? Have a sit down. When was the last time you got a chance to sit down?
Sometime last night.
Okay,
sometime last night.
I know I gave you a really high stool, so I want to make sure we get. And you're very tall.
I know.
It's not a good combination for me right now. High stool, tall person. I'm gonna get you on here. Okay, face this way at least. Okay. Work with me, Woody.
I'm trying.
I can only talk to you because you're my good friend. Like I can only talk to you like that because you're my good friend.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect.
Okay. I look like that Jurassic Park dinosaur. You know, the first time you see him, Brachiosaurus. Here, that's what I feel like right
now. No, you look great. You look great. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for coming down. This is awesome.
I have to say, this is how we first met.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right here on my podcast. Talking about Festival of Trees.
Yeah.
So how cool is that? I can't even remember how was that 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. It must have been 2 years ago. Yeah.
It's my first year. So
how are you feeling like now 2 years out?
2 years out, third one. And none of them have been the same.
No. Every year is a little bit different.
It's a little bit different, but I think we're on the right track with this one. I love everything being on the lower level and kind of in one spot that everybody can see everything.
It is very cool.
It is. It's got a nice feng shui to it. That's what I'd say.
Did you bring in a specialist for that? A feng shui specialist?
Yeah, her name is my development director, Marissa Collins person. That was hard. That was our feng shui person.
Nobody realizes how much work Marissa really has to do just for this, right? She has to be like a program director, an event planner, interior designer. She's got a lot of hats.
Volunteer coordinator.
Yeah, volunteer coordinator.
So this is 11 months out of the year for her. She's at least working on this
for 5 days. Yeah,
for this, and the last 4 months. So it's a quarter of our fiscal year that she works on this. Well, wow. She's also writing grants, working with major donors, developing a sponsorship plan with Alex Haley, our program director. So, just a few things going on here in the last few months.
Right.
But it turned out great. It turned out amazing, actually.
I swear you don't look like a pterodactyl or a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You actually look better than me. Maybe when you do that.
Yeah.
And what people don't know is also I'm looking over your left shoulder, my right shoulder, and the very first tree is decorated by
My mom.
Vicky Lotz.
I know.
I thought
Actually, the first two trees.
the first two trees, yeah.
Yeah, she handmade
I'm
all
gonna
those
go
ornaments.
around and take pictures with everything. Is it just those two that are decorated by your mom, or is there two? Is there more?
There's just those two and then a wreath out. A snowy cranberries wreath. But yeah, her and my dad made a 4-day trip from Arizona to bring these trees here. So to help support us. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
Well, that's the word that I wanted to use, is support, right? That's what this is. It's like I can't think of another event where the community itself comes together so much to get behind an organization and say, we are going to decorate hundreds of trees and wreaths and all these things for this, or because we believe in this organization so much. I can't think of another thing like that.
We talk about we just developed new core values, right? So we have a whole new set of core values, and couple of them, right, that I love, especially for this week. It really relates to share joy, right? One of our core values is
Share joy.
Share joy. Joy is not really a common core value for a nonprofit organization, but there's something about what we do, and the other one is build community. And to build community, you have to be in community. So, having this done and having all these people come and do this and support us because they believe in the power of performing arts, they believe that it connects us together. It's really inspirational, and it's kind of in awe every time we do it. This is my third one. Some of my staff, this is their 12th. This is Mike Locke's 12th Festival of Trees.
Wow.
And we have volunteers that it's their 23rd Festival of Trees.
How long has it been going?
I believe since.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to trick you.
No, I think 1998.
Okay.
I think 1998. It used to be
at least 23 years.
Yeah. So we've been in an organization for 23 years. I believe it started about 5 years before that. And so it used to be at the Red Lion. And it was all kind of done it in many different ways.
Well, I think it really needs to be talked about your core values, right? Like the building of community through this week of events and activities that you do.
Yeah.
Because there are other nonprofit organizations all over the world, all over the country, that find a way other than writing grants to raise money.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do it through events, right? Or galas, and that is a really great way, because a lot of the times they're building up acknowledgement for their cause too, right?
Absolutely.
Which is a wonderful way to do it. This making of the trees, these trees behind you, takes a lot of work. I made a tree last year. Holy moly, was it a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a ton of work.
Right?
It's a ton of work. And it's a labor of love for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They want to support. Sometimes you don't know what you're getting into. I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know either my first year. And then, you start to connect the dots of saying, a lot of organizations do a dinner and auction, right? That's their one event, and they plan a majority of their year around that, and it is great, and it is a lot of fun. We're believers that we have to be creative. And we're going to be the Performing Arts Center. And here at the Numerica Pack, we're always going to push the bounds. We're going to kind of ride the train till the wheels fall.
Right.
We're going to throw the new wheels against the wall and see what sticks. And I think that kind of one of our other processes ignite passion. And so it ignites passion with us as a staff, our volunteers, our board, the community, to say, okay, we're going to do something new. So
right, you're going to let people in a door that will push the boundaries until the fire alarm goes off.
That will happen.
And then we'll push it back.
We'll
pull back. Because that's exactly what happened to me. And okay, so last year I did the tree.
Yeah.
And me, everything I do is I'm very ambitious with. So when I did the tree last year, I had little buttons that you could push, and you would hear clippets of the podcasts that I did throughout the year. And it was very difficult. But even just me doing my little tree, I had built community, through my tree, working with people and collaborating on my tree.
Totally.
Right. And it was ambitious and difficult for me in that endeavor. Now we fast forward a year. I take, and I'm just talking about me personally. This is one very subculture of this overall event. Fast forward 1 year, I take on the ambitious endeavor of the Christmas karaoke competition. And yeah, was this hard? Yes, it was hard, but I love every second of that hard. And was able to build community within that one event. I can't tell you how cool it was between the registration process, the one rehearsal we had, and the show. The contestants and my crew and me are now like a family, a Christmas karaoke family, right?
Yeah.
And that is just one aspect of this overall festival.
So this is what I talk about. One dinner and auction.
Yeah.
Or one show.
Yeah.
We've done every year. We host 7 events in 5 days.
And plus, every tree wreath is in and of itself an experience to build a community.
Exactly.
That's amazing, Woody. It's inspirational and amazing.
Thank you. We try our best. We really put our best foot forward to, and some people come to all the events, and then we have people who only came for last night, or people only come for festival experience. We'll have people here for the 22 soiree, and then we'll have families here for teddy bear time, 3 separate teddy bear times we do. Right, I'm counting that as one event, but there's 3 separate times. So if we look at it, 10 events in 5 days, and then another swanky soiree tomorrow night, and then a Tannenbaum tree auction tomorrow or on Sunday, where the Wenatchee Youth Circus is going to be, and we're going to have performers, and it's just really cool to, again, it's very layered, right? Like Shrek, right? Onions, cakes, all parfait, all of that stuff. But it's layered, and it's really great because we get to connect with people at different intersections of life, and that's kind of that's what we're here for.
And you came out last night. It was my husband asked me like, "What kind of crowd are you expecting?" I went, "I have no idea." And the crowd last night was such a mix. We had a woman there with a 4.5-month-old baby.
Yes.
And she stayed for the entire thing.
I know.
It was so cool. We had some like 2-year-olds, 2-year-olds dancing in the aisles, and people, like you said, all walks of life. And to me, as a karaoke host who 3 years ago decided to stop hosting karaoke in bars and take it into a wider audience because I knew that music could connect people, last night was the epitome of what I knew I could achieve. And it was beautiful. And I could not thank you guys enough for even just like giving me the opportunity to do that. And so I needed to like stop down at a certain point in the show and be like, this is what you are supporting. Like, if you're questioning why you're putting money into these stockings for these performers and supporting this Festival of Trees, this is it. This is it. Like, I am the reason, because the fact that Woody and Mike and Kylie and Marissa and Zach and the entire crew feel like they can invest their time, their energy in people like me who come in that don't have all the knowledge, but are willing to put everything they have into their passion and their innovation and leave it all out on the stage at the end of the night. And they're like, well, that's enough, Nikki. That's enough.
And we do that. So think about how you feel, right? How much work it took you to put that on. Our team does that 356 days a year. We do that. That's just one night. Like, we are in the midst of you doing that. We are in the box office then talking about, okay, we've got tomorrow night and Saturday, and then what are we going to do on Sunday? And then we have to switch to, and then we're talking about, okay, so then in January we've got this, in February we have this, and this is what we need. And I mean, we're having to work 3 to 4 months ahead, just in the midst of trying to get things taken care of. And that's just, it's crazy to think about that. And, like we host Hello Queens for YWCA, right? Yeah. And that's a huge fundraiser for them. We're the home to the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, to Stage Kids. It's a fabulous feat. These people, right? It's a 2-lane relationship of we have to trust people, right? Because we have a certain way of producing shows, and we don't lower the bar for that. But also, those folks also have to trust us that we're going to provide a venue, a setting to the highest standards to make sure that they're taken care of at the same time. All while doing this. All while, planning for dinners and things like that. And it makes it exciting and it's great. And it's, it's really become, I've listened to people last night and the people the night before, they'll say, I wait for this because this is now my kickoff to the holiday season.
Right.
This is like, now I'm in the holidays. And it's like the perfect time because we lead right into then we go right into Thanksgiving.
Right.
Thank goodness, because then we take off. And you get to see kids, you get to see kids dancing, you get to see families come out. And to have an event like that, where we're raising money for us, we've made it totally accessible by eliminating the barrier of no ticket price, right? People are enjoying themselves. And then on Wednesday night, we have 6 different local restaurants and bars making holiday cocktails. And there's appetizers that are lined all the way through the hallways. And there are over 200 people just walking around enjoying themselves. That's really cool.
Yeah. So Holiday of Spirits was new just a couple of years ago, right?
My first year in 2021 is the first year that we did it.
Yeah. Yes. And sold out the first year, I think, or it was very quick.
Sold out.
And this year sold out.
Yep, last year sold out.
So that has worked really well for you. That's not my event. Like, I don't drink holiday spirits, not my thing, right?
But intersections of the people that come to that are different than the people that come last night, right? And isn't that the point?
That's totally the point.
And then the people that will come tonight, totally different than the people that were here those previous 2 nights. And then, and you think about it, and staff, yes, we're here, a ton, but our board members are here volunteering throughout the week, helping set up, also coming to every event. So they're here just as much as we are, because everybody, so that means the governing body of this organization, all the way down to our volunteers, all the way down to the chairs of our events, to the people that come, right, are as invested as anybody. That's a pretty great through line.
It is.
Pretty great through line.
Yeah, you guys do have pretty high standards, but for good reason. And I think you've earned that right to, keep those standards high. And you do that with your board members and your volunteers. And you want to make sure that people want to be here.
And that's exactly why one of our core values is ignite passion. I've said this to my board. I say this to staff. I say it to myself. I say it to our volunteers. If you're not passionate about what we do as an organization, then I don't want you here. Then we're not the right organization for you.
Well, I say that about my organization. I say that. That's why my circle is very small. But it's getting bigger after things like last night. People see that maybe some of our values align, right? Like I want to give back to organizations with my time, my effort, my energy that align with businesses, organizations. I get to choose who I work with. That's the beauty of being an individual business. I choose to align myself with the Numerica Performing Arts Center because we share a lot of the same core values, right?
I was talking to Lacey, the stage manager. She's getting ready to do the money, and Mike and I are standing there. And she said something, I said, hey, today is not tomorrow. You know how we eat dinner? One bite at a time. All smooth. And Lacey goes, I'm just so calm about all this. I said, yep, It's like ducks on the pond. Yeah, it's like ducks on the pond. Robin, how you doing? And we look very tall in the water.
Right.
But the slings are going a million miles a second. But it's exciting. To see people who've never had that experience, right? And you don't know what you don't know. And they do a great job and do a wonderful job.
Yes.
Yes. That's what it's about.
And then afterwards, felt good that you were like hesitant at first, went into it, did it anyway, and succeeded.
Performing arts, the beauty of live art is there's no greater rush in the world. There's nothing cooler than that. For a lot of people, right? And this is what we talk about. This is our job. This is what we come for every day.
Yeah.
This is just what we do. But for a lot of people last night who were performing on our stage or walking in, they're walking into this 25,000 square foot building, right? Getting ready to perform.
Right.
And it's a very exciting
rush
and a nerve-wracking thing all at the same time, And so that's, we talk about that for the organizations that rent our venue is, this is, we're thinking about January, February. But for the people that are down that night, and this is what we're talking about, being passionate about what we do, is that this is their one night that they get to feel, right? They deserve our best, right? Every time.
And that was my first time ever doing a show at the PAC, right? Like for me, or being a part of one, really. I've been around, but now that I really think about it, like I've never done a performance at the PAC. And I'm glad that I didn't think about that beforehand, because it would have made me a lot more nervous, I think.
Typically. That'll happen. And people
I was nervous. Don't get me wrong. I was a little nervous.
And you see it and people go, "Oh, that's easy. We can do that."
Yeah.
Right? And then you get into it, it's like, and I'll tell people, "Welcome to the show."
Yeah.
When you start
getting ready in the dressing room, and I'm like, where do I get ready? I was like, where do I get ready? They're like, in the dressing room. I'm like, oh, I can get ready in the dressing room. I can go get ready in the dressing room. Okay, cool. It was weird. It was different. Because I'm typically treated as a different kind of performer. So it was very cool to be treated legit last night. So thank you for you.
That's how we have bands that come and play for these black box concerts, and they do not play venues like us.
Right.
And then they have writers, and they're very and we serve them dinner from our bands. We do lots of dinners for them, and they're here, and we have drinks and whatever they need, and coconut water and all of that stuff. And every time, no matter who the artist is who's performing here, they always feel like they're taken care of, as they should, right? Because you want people to have that experience and continue to come back at times. Because also, time, your talent, no matter who you are, what level of artist you are, whether you're doing the world, doing a show, this and that, whether it's your first time, millionth time, you should have that warmth and that kind of white glove experience, right? Coming here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I want to remind people that we're having this conversation because it's the reason why people should support this week of what you're doing for the Festival of Trees. They're not just getting a tree, they're not just getting a wreath, they're not just coming to support an event. The money that is being raised during the festival is helping for your cost for the rest of the year.
Well, and people always get nervous, but we are of service to the community, right? As a nonprofit organization, our job is to serve the valley. We're 1.4 million organization, right? That's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces.
Okay, that's nothing.
And we put 35,000 people on average through our doors in 12 months, from on average 40 different U.S. states, from 30 different Washington state counties. Nobody has the same set of fingerprints, right? Like, you're the only person with your set of fingerprints.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the only person with my set of fingerprints. So when you put 35,000 different people through your doors, you have to be able to reach people and make sure that they're taken care of and that their needs are met. And we do it in a proper way that shows all those core values, that hosts our mission of inspiring, educating, empowering the community, and understanding that we have 4 legs of success, just like the chair house works, right? Some people every year, we start the year off, we're going to cut these legs of the chair house, and then the chair grows, right? Grows. And that's financial success, that's artistic success, that's human success, and that's social enterprise success. So social enterprise, how are we relating to the community? How are we getting after human success? Does our staff have everything they need? Do our board members know what their expectations are? Do the people know who are coming and volunteering what our expectations are? And do they have everything they need as prepared as possible? Artistically, are we putting on a diverse amount of shows that represents our community that people want to come to?
I love how passionate you get about this. Like as soon as you start talking about it, you're like yes, this is my organization.
And also, right, being financially successful. That's no joke. To bring in these shows, to do these things, right? To turn on the lights,
right,
is a lift every day. And you have to have trust. You have to have a lot of trust in the people that you work with, the people that you report to, and all of those things to make that happen. And some months, the chair's going to be a little more wobbly.
Yeah.
Some months, it'll be like this. But it'll never go up perfectly for the entire year. It'll always be a little bit of this, right? So instead of making the peaks and valleys like this, right? Let's stop looking at it like, hey, let's set it up like a chair. And just make sure, we need it to grow. Put a piece of paper
trying to keep it grow equally on all planes.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart, Woody. Yeah. I mean, you talk about trust, and the trust has to go both ways too. You have to trust, the community has to trust also in you and the board that you're making the right decisions and have an overall view for the future of this organization. Just like it goes the other way around. Like you have to trust in the community and what you're doing is the right thing.
Kinetic relationship, right? Just like when you're performing, you can feel that kinetic energy being given from the audience to the performer, back from the performer to the audience. It's the same way with us to the community.
How do you feel like that relationship is with the community right now? How are you feeling?
Our relationship with the community is great.
Yeah.
It's we connect with so many different aspects of our community. It's wild. And to see families that will come for movies, or to be able to put on entirely free events like the Hispanic Heritage Fiesta.
Mm-hmm.
So working with local nonprofits, we had to put a band in a different hotel. And so we called Todd McLaughlin at Apple Valley Honda and we said, we have no shuttles to take anybody. And Todd just donated 2 2023 Honda Odysseys for an entire week.
Stop it.
So when you look at that, that's a lot of trust.
Yeah.
That's a lot of trust. And you can't start thinking about it too big. Otherwise you'll never sleep. Trust me, I know. Or you'll go in your shower and cry for 20 minutes. You're like, are we doing the right stuff? But it is our relationship with the community.
I am such a shower crier.
And so, you think about that. And what does that process look like? Are we serving our community the best? Because this organization is not formed around me. This organization is not formed around any one person, any one board member. It is an organization, a community of people, right, that are entrusted with this gem of a place that, our Raise the Paddle video that's going to get premiered tonight, right? This video is our seats telling the story of how they got here and everything they've seen over their 23 years. Yeah, chairs. It's called a chair affair.
Stop.
And so it's our seats telling the story, and Oli Mingo and Nick Brittany, Heirloom Creatives, and Oli walks in the first day and he said to Mike and Harley goes, this place just smells of historic stories. And we were talking about this thing yesterday, talking about this video, and this place had no business being built, right?
Yeah.
They call it a miracle on Wenatchee Avenue. There are these pillars that are still here in our community that drove this home to get it built. The Supporters of the Center was actually founded in 1982. That's the nonprofit, right? Supporters of the Center. In 1982, the building didn't open until September of 2000. That's how many years people had to work to get this to where it's at. And then you have to be trusted with that, right? We're doing our race paddle video last year, or our race paddle speech, right? And I got up to do a speech, and I said, if you are a former board chair of the Numerica Performing Arts Center, I want you to stand up. We had 9 different board chairs stand up, that are still actively engaged in our work.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, that, and those people,
because they still care so much.
There are cheerleaders in the community.
Yeah.
Making sure that people know this is important and that we want people here. And,
because they still remember when it didn't exist.
Mhm.
They still remember when this wasn't a resource in the community and what effect that had. There are people still out there that are alive that remember clawing their way to get this building, to get this organization to be what it is today, because it wasn't always that way.
And then you think about it, now let's take it one step further than just not even inside the building, but then the people that are coming here and doing public viewing. Our hope is that those people are going to have lunch in downtown. They're shopping at our downtown businesses. They're going to the market. They're supporting our local economic vitality.
Yeah.
So we're interested to be an economic driver of the community. So when we put people here, we're hoping people are going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Eating, highlighting these businesses. That's part of what we do.
Stay open later, Wenatchee Avenue.
You'd be shocked at how it is now. It's actually pretty cool to see restaurants staying open later, asking when we have shows, and they want to know, and we're getting people to those.
I'll tell you, if I had a storefront on Wenatchee Avenue, I would be memorizing your schedule and staying open late every single time. It's natural. You want to know what to do afterwards.
I had a conversation with our mayor-elect, Mike Boyer, who you might know, Nikki. And when he came to me and he said, I went to the restaurants and I asked, when the PAC has a show, when the Numerica PAC has a show, how does that do for business? And every one of them told him, our business is through the roof. Every time the Numerica PAC has a show, their business is up between 40 to 80% just on those nights, which is great. You want them to stay open, right? You want them to have those things. So it's this huge symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
That again, if you think too much about it, you get overwhelmed. But if you just kind of
just gotta let it be. Yeah.
Today's not tomorrow. And so you embrace today, and all this cool stuff keeps happening.
So here we are. It's Friday of the Festival of Trees. What do we have to look forward to for the rest of the festival?
Okay, so tonight is our first of 2 swanky soirees. We have public viewing till 5 o'clock today. So come down. You can get raffle tickets. They're $2 each, and you can bid on any of the mini trees and reeds, which is really cool. Come check out the grand trees and stuff. We have free hot cocoa and some snacks in our lower lobby. Fabulous Feet decorated all of their nutcracker trees in the lower lobby, so you can check those out as well.
They're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And then at 10 p.m., we close down and we host our private Swanky Soiree, which we've never done before. And there will be live performers right here in the exhibit hall singing and playing music. And
I think we're going to get Mark in here to give us a rundown of the Swanky Soiree.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then Swanky Soiree tomorrow night, Teddy Bear time, 10, 11, and noon tomorrow. And then Sunday, it's our big tandem auction when all these trees in this room get auctioned off.
Bye-bye.
So
bye-bye, trees.
It'll be, and by 7 p.m. that night, they'll be gone, and it'll look like we never existed in here.
Oh my gosh.
And on to the next.
And on to the next. What do you got planned for the holiday? Is your mom staying for the holiday?
No, they're going home on Monday.
What?
Oh,
How does she not stay for Thanksgiving?
Well, it's great to have your parents here. Hi. And it's great to have your parents here, and I love my parents very much. But that's 10 days of mom and dad.
I see. Yeah.
And they don't want to be here any longer. And I love them. It's their time to move on and spend time with their other kids.
Can you please tell her that I would like a Vicky Lots hug before she leaves, if that's at all possible?
We'll see what we can do.
All right.
She's at home taking my dog Rufus started throwing up yesterday.
Oh,
so they had to
no.
cancel all their plans and have been at home with Rufus and Ginger
Oh,
for the last. So they've been lifesavers. And yeah, they're gonna.
If I have to drive myself out there, I will do it.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay. Woody, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for being here, man. We appreciate it.
Well, no more than I appreciate you. And I love you. And we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. Take care. We're going to get Mark on here in just a few minutes to talk about the swanky soiree. What is the sound feedback in the exhibit hall? Yeah, I'm in the exhibit hall. So I don't know what the sound sounds like on your end, but there's like music and people all walking around. I'll let you see, but looks like now that Woody's not there. Yeah, it's beautiful in here. There's trees decorated all around, so you can come in and I believe put in your silent auction bid. And then they're going to also at the Tannenbaum auction on Sunday. We will be taking our kiddos to Teddy Bear Time tomorrow, which is cool. I was talking to him this morning as my son Trenton, as I was dropping him off at daycare, and he was like so cuddly because I didn't really see him a whole lot yesterday. You know, I was doing the show, we were rehearsing, and I didn't get to pick him up from daycare, and I didn't get to see him at all at night. You know, we did the show, and so I didn't see him until this morning, and so he was like super cuddly and didn't want to go to daycare. And I said, "Hey, bud, I'm going to be with you all night tonight. I'm going to pick you up from daycare, and guess what? We're going to Santa Claus tomorrow." And he would like took his head up off my shoulder and he looked at me. His like eyes got real big. I said, "Yeah, Santa." And he like kind of, "Okay." And this is the thing, he goes, "Okay, sure." And then he was okay to go to daycare. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. And I think there are still some tickets for the 2:00 showing for Teddy Bear Time, some hot cocoa and treats, and then you get to see the big guy, which is a lot of fun. And then the swanky soirees are tonight, and then a Tannenbaum auction on Sunday. And you get all that information at numericapac.org/FOT. We are going to get Mark over here to talk in detail about the swanky soiree. If you want to, you can interact with us in the comment section where you are. Like I see Lacey and Grayson are nice and comfy in their homes while I'm out working today. Glad you guys are having a nice day. But we also have an interactive text line, 509-795-5602. Actually, they really deserve some downtime, both of them, because they've been working really hard. I want to also remind you, next week is Thanksgiving, guys. So now is the time, if you are planning your holiday parties through Christmas or your work parties, it is the time to book for your karaoke or your event planning. If you need any of those services, we are booking up pretty quickly, but we have some slots November, December, definitely in January and through if you need it for your work parties. I know a lot of businesses are now doing their holiday work parties in January and February. So darlingproductionswall.com to book that now. You ready? I didn't know where you were going, but I thought you were coming to talk to me. Awesome. Thank you. Let me. That's what he said, but it really is not a terrible angle. It actually is pretty okay, but not if I do that.
Okay.
Did you wear that shirt to be like Grinchy today, or?
Well, it was green. I was like holiday, but I do realize it's a little on the Grinchy side, isn't it?
It doesn't help that you guys are so tall.
It's true. Yeah.
Well,
so tall. I don't. It's what I could find. It's too good. It actually is too good. Perfect. Yeah. So, Mark, thank you for joining us. This is actually, I think, your first time on the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. So, welcome.
Thank you.
And you are helping out with planning the Swanky Soiree.
It's true. I'm the Swanky Soiree chair.
How did you get involved with that?
Good question. Last year, I was offered assistance for the Festival of Trees, and said, well, I have a great task for you. And here I am in the second year, just carrying the mantle.
So, are you on the PAC board?
I'm not. I'm actually on the Music Theater of Wenatchee board.
Okay.
And we partner with the PAC for our big show every year. This year's Trees. So, their tickets and auditions are the first week of January. So mark your calendars.
I just want to say, I think I would make a really good Rizzo.
You know, I was
Were you gonna put?
vibes. Yeah.
Just I might audition.
Yeah. We'll write you down.
Okay. I'm not a very good actor, though, to be honest. But maybe, you never know. I like to put myself in very ambitious situations. So, as do you.
Yeah.
It seems like we're very much alike in that situation. So, was the Swanky Soiree your idea?
So last year we tried something new, and so this year we thought, let's try something new again. And so we reinvented the whole Festival of Trees, kind of from start to finish. And I think the only thing that stayed the same is that we have trees. Like everything else is new. So when we talked about it, we kind of came up with this idea of how can we get more people there and having fun. And so that was kind of the brainchild of, can we do 2 events? What we do, and what led us to the dueling pianos. So.
Okay, so I don't know all the details, but I do know that there's going to be dueling pianos, which is very hot right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so people want to see it. So other than all the other things that are going on, tell us about that.
So, well, first of all, Saturday night is sold out. But there are still a few tickets for tonight's show. We rearranged it and opened up a few more that we could fit. So if you don't have your ticket, everyone should get them. People will come in. We have a cocktail hour, which is here with the trees that everyone's seeing now. And then at 7 o'clock, we will move to our seated locations on the stage.
Okay.
We have a full lineup that will take us all the way through at least 10 o'clock. And it is just going to be nonstop entertainment, things to see, ways to be involved, and it's going to be such a good time.
Oh my gosh. Now I kind of want to go.
I think it's going to be the most fun that we've seen for a Festival of Trees event. So.
You mean not the Christmas karaoke competition?
It was packed yesterday.
Hello, that's a little bit of a job, Mark.
Let's say this whole year is the most fun people have had. Yeah, I walked in there yesterday when we were decorating, and I was like, "Oh, there's not a seat left. You packed the house."
We did. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we did. But it was free to attend.
My favorite part was running into your little reindeer performer that was running through the hall trying to figure out where to get backstage. I was like, "Here, let me help you."
Cloppity, 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 cloppity. She did her makeup actually really good.
Was super cute.
Very, very cute. And, like an elegant reindeer.
Yes.
Yeah. Sparkle. She had like sparkle in her hair and all that. But yeah, we had no idea, because when you open it up to a free event, you have no idea how many people are going to show up. And we did a happy hour, and there wasn't a seat to be had. And we're like, whoa, okay, guys, ready to go.
Now you know.
Yeah, now we know. But honestly, I mean, people know me. I'm a little kind of rough around the edges. So you call it like a swanky soiree, and I'm like, swanky, I'm out. Tap out. Do I have to dress up? I'm going.
It's a real achievable swanky. I should say that. Like, we see everything from people dressed in just nice business attire all the way to I'll turn around and go, you just walked in a ball gown, and that's great. And it all fits in, and everyone has so much fun. So, sequin, glitter, something bright, all day.
I do clean up pretty nice. I will say that. I mean, if you saw me last night, I had like 7 costume changes, but I can clean up pretty nice. I am versatile like that. But now you're telling me all these things that are in this event, and Wow, it would be so nice to just go and like relax and have fun in the audience, in the audience.
A golden ticket event with
Okay, what is the golden ticket?
Gosh, so people that are attending, it's something we've done historically where you can purchase a golden ticket, and we will draw one winner out of that. And this year it's a new prize. Last year they got to choose something from all the trees. This year we're not doing that, but I think it's going to be 3 times better. In fact, you even get your option of things. But spoiler alert, I can't say.
Okay, it's a mystery.
It's under the wraps.
Okay.
But the fun part is they get like a blinky bracelet this year. So we'll get one, and there's a finite amount. So they sell out. Some people are going to have multiple bracelets.
Oh, yeah. That sounds fun. Yeah. And are you guys the aerialists? You got the aerialists?
We get those from Fabulous Speech.
Okay.
And so
I thought you were going to get up on the silks.
I hoped people would attend. I'm not sure that would encourage people, but I would give it a go. If it's going to entertain people, sure, let's do it.
Whatever works. Come on. That's my attitude.
Yeah. Okay. If you're on the other one, I'll get on.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
You got the green. I've got the red. We're at least
done and done.
Done. Yeah, good. I like it. I like your attitude. No, Fabulous Feast. Fabulous Feast brought I saw the silks go up yesterday during my rehearsal, and I was like, whoa, that is so cool.
Yes, very exciting.
And so we had those and the dueling pianos, the golden ticket.
There's entertainment here during cocktail hour.
Right.
We've got 2 different performers for each night, and we've got food, and we've got so much fun and some announcements to make that will be the first to hear of.
What kind of yummy yummies?
Yeah, we have a 3-turn buffet. So we're going to do 3 different turns of our buffet. So we're going to start with our regular food, then we're going to do a dessert buffet, and then we're going to end the night with some salty snacks. After you've had a couple beverages, you always love a good salty snack.
So do you have an event planning background?
I do not. I have a day job. I do this in the evening.
What's your day job?
I work at Flint County Beauty.
And just event plan on the side?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, I have a feeling that you are going to have a new job, I think, or something, like just a...
I am always happy when this event ends, only because then I get to see my family at home.
I
do the haunted house, and then I move right from packing up the haunted house and then moving here. So it's a time-taking gig, but I really enjoy it. And watching everyone get together and have a great time is worth every minute.
I love talking to people like you, Mark, because we're alike in that, and I have my family at home, my husband, my kid, and I'm always trying to incorporate them into what I do as much as I can. But like stuff like last night, my 2-year-old didn't get to come, and so I always feel it when I'm away from them, and so when other people mention that, like, we have this urge to be a part of our community and do things, but we do have a balance.
I know what in here a little bit. She has 2 trees that she decorated out here, so she's been involved. And she said this year, she goes, we can't do the same events because neither of us are home.
But at least you get to see each other a
true.
little bit more. Yeah, that's nice. So you get a little time off after this for the holidays.
Yes.
Good.
I'm not taking any of my wife says I go on yes-capades where I say yes to everything. So I said no more yeses until the new year.
So is the one Swanky Soiree sold out, but you still have some more tickets?
There's a few tickets for tonight, not many.
And I have to admit, you've been very mysterious about this entire event.
I know.
And I kind of like it.
It's going to be exciting.
All right. Go and get your tickets, everybody. Thank you for coming to talk to me. There you go. NumericaPack.org/FOT Swanky Soiree. One is already sold out. Still some tickets left for the other one, but it looks like they're going to be selling that one out as well. I hope you guys don't go anywhere because we still have a lot of show left. I'm going to go back and recap a little bit more about our Christmas karaoke competition from last night. And just to remind you, we are broadcasting live from the Numerica Festival of Trees. We've pretty much spent the entire first hour talking about it. It started earlier this week when we're in the Grand Exhibit Hall, and they have open public viewing until 5 o'clock tonight. The festival is sponsored by the Numerica Credit Union, and we got to do our karaoke competition last night. That was one of the new events. The Swanky Soiree is also, yes, they found out, is a new event as well. Teddy Bear Time tomorrow morning, and then the Tannenbaum auction on Sunday, all to benefit the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Had a really nice chat with Jay Whitty-Lotz, the executive director of the Numerica Performing Arts Center, a little bit earlier on in the program. So you can go back and check that out a little bit later on about, you know, a lot of their programs and just why it is important to support this organization and their entertaining and informational and educational programs that they do throughout the year. So come check out the trees or attend one of the events and support it. So next up, I see Brandon from Wenatchee Computer waiting in the wings. And yeah, I laughed at myself last night because after the show, if you came to the show,
which I did.
He did come to your whole family was there.
It was a family event.
It was a family affair, and I have to tell you, I loved seeing you all there. It was like gave me such a sense of calm because you were like right in my peripheral, and every time I like saw you out of the corner of my eye, I was like, okay, friends are here.
It'll be fine.
It's gonna be okay.
We'll take care.
And the show, as with any Darling Productions show, never goes as planned.
That's some of the fun.
It's some of no. I was going to say this part of that. No, it's part of the growth. I'll say it's part of the growth of the organization. But the text that I sent you after the show last night, I texted Brandon and I said, my life is one big technical difficulty.
Yes. And it walks around in a cloud.
It walks around. Because he was there and everything was awesome except the technical difficulties.
But your talent handled it pretty well.
Like my talent or my people?
All of the above. Yeah. So the crowd was game. Like
most of the crowd most of the crowd were game.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know, like it was very obvious what was going on. It was, everybody was pretty realistic about what they were there for, and at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah,
and we even got a little bit of a talent show, during the
It's true. Yeah. It gave the performers a chance, because what was happening is, you know what? I don't even want to go into it.
Oh,
I mean, maybe we should, because I have the right person on the show.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go into it.
She started off strong. Let's take Nikki's side for a second.
Oh, thank you.
So there was the anticipatory pause, which did not drag too long, and which is hard to balance those, right? Like, and if you appreciate it as a performer, when you have the timing right. But the first.
But then you also know when the timing is wrong. You know when the pause is too long.
Yes.
Let me start from the beginning. Can I start from the beginning? So we're on a stage. We have a big projector screen behind us, and then we have a monitor screen in front of the singers. So we need to be able to project to both screens, but we have essentially 3 screens that we need to switch between. We have a screen that shows the amount of money that we've raised and the QR code for them to donate virtually.
The digital sock or sleigh. I don't know.
The digital sock sleigh. Yeah. So that was on one computer. And then on a second computer was running the karaoke software. And the karaoke software has 2 screens because it has the back end screen that I control, and it has the monitor screen that is supposed to go for the singers to see. Right. We had a switcher that only switched between 2 screens.
There also was no, okay, not piling on. What I saw is that it actually would start playing before it would display. So because even with the switching, you know, and whichever back and forth, I think actually would have been fine if there was like in the program, which I don't know what program you're using.
Yes.
Like
so to
to
truncate the problem, as the night went on, the Wi-Fi started to lag, which meant that whenever I started the karaoke song and then tried to switch it, because I got it. Right? I got it eventually. I was like, here, I got the method. Press play, switch it over. I was like, okay, I got it. I can do this. Once you get it, you get it. Move on. So once I got it, I would switch it over. The karaoke video would freeze.
Right.
So I'd be switched over to the karaoke video, and then it would freeze. And the crowd would be looking at me going, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'd have to switch back over, exit out, restart, because you can't just let it go. I have to restart the song and give the singer the proper time. Yeah, it was I don't want to say it was a nightmare, because we rolled with it. Yeah. But my life is one big technical difficulty. And it wasn't supposed to do that because we didn't have a switcher in the first place.
Right.
When I first started, I just had the computer with the extra karaoke screen.
Yeah.
And every now and then I was going to bring up the donation QR code screen, and I wasn't even going to use a second computer with a switcher, but they went, we've got the switcher, and it totally, yeah.
No, it's I mean,
we added technology, and it made it actually really more cool, but it wasn't executed properly. So, yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We're getting better all the time, as I say.
Well, on my side, because I have to counsel I also run a part-time counseling service because my technicians get upset about like whatever, because IT is very frustrating. But IT is a relationship,
Yes.
and if you put the work in, it gets better. If you don't, then it'll slowly deteriorate. So I find that to be.
That's how I feel about marketing. Yeah. When I help somebody with their brand, I feel like has to be a relationship. I have to understand your vision before I can do anything with your brand, right? But for IT, man, that's a trust relationship.
Yeah.
100%. And I can say this because working with you, I still come up on that. Like, I trust you.
I appreciate that.
But because I have taken this computer, like this other one right here, and I have beat this thing up. And I have closed it up and literally handed it over to Brandon and go, here you go.
My life, please don't throw it away.
Right. I don't know if I would do that for my husband. No, only because it's precious. Not because there's not because there's anything on, like there's my work is on it, right? Like I don't know if I would be like, here, fix this, I trust you. Yeah.
We have to. we have to be in that position. So that's what I mean. Part-time counseling service. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be all right. Let me do my thing, and then you have to actually do your thing. So I value that quite heavily.
But for an event like last night where like there has to be almost a distinction. Thank you. A distinction between like, hey, do you want to come to this event to hang out and watch the show and have fun like with your family?
Sure.
Or hey, can you come and be on call in case everything goes in the crapper, right?
Well,
Sometimes they do need to make that distinction.
that's why I said that the talent was on board. They engaged the audience when there were outages. There was, we got a little bit of stand-up comedy about, things that apparently, were offered in the Confluence drive-through vaccine line.
Which
fantastic.
We got some more donations off of that stand-up comedy. I think it was awesome.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So we just work through it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a way? All right.
We work through it one piece at a time. So, and like I said, if somebody else is in and they need my help, you'll always have. We'll figure it out.
I know.
So
Well, one of those instances was, I hate to say it, was swap meet. Swap meet, I was in need of crisis management.
Right.
Technically, like IT wise. And you were not there for a lot of it, but
no,
your
I made
team
sure there was
was.
some
Yeah.
representation.
Yeah. I did have tech representation from Wenatchee Computer. So I was very grateful because I don't know if Swap Meet would have been what it was if it wasn't for your team as well.
Well, I'm glad that they were able to be a good proxy. It was literally the only weekend I had to go do my other training.
Yeah.
Stay up on staff. So, but like I said, we worked through it.
But at least you're staying up on training.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are fairly-ish new, but
Sure.
are you seeing that you are getting a bit more of that trust from the community as time goes on?
Yeah, and it's hard to put it like a number or a label on what that is, right? So because people have a hard time understanding what it is that we do, let alone
trusting us to do it.
So
I
found that people are slowly figuring out, oh, okay. It isn't just when I'm buying a new computer. I can ask a friend about something that might seem unrelated. So just being there in the ability to like just answer technology questions. I'm getting more of that. So people drive by the sign, they're like, I saw your thing, I brought you my computer. Like, it was in your car. Yeah, it happened to be just in my car. Oh, okay. The power cord for it? No, I didn't bring that. Okay. So, all right, please go get, so yeah, I feel like we're in that, and it's a good place to be. I feel like we're in the education stage. With kind of public writ large, just what is it that you guys do, because there's a lot of ways to handle stuff, and our ways to do it. So,
what do you mean?
I bank really heavy on trust. That's what you started with, but for a lot of technology, the nice version, for a lot of technology focused and hazmat folks, they're not people. They're not. They're very much about like, what are the things? What's wrong with the box? What did it do? Whichever else. So that becomes most of those questions. But at the end of the day, it's what you accomplish with those things. So a computer is just a computer to me. If I'm on the outside or whatever, if I have no emotional investment, I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, maybe this RAM thing is bad. Maybe it's time to throw that in the dumpster. But then if you come in there with that vibe and say, hey, it's time, or whatever, they're gonna ask you like why you're killing their pet. What I mean?
Yeah.
So just kind of,
yes, it's an emotional connection that I have with my electronics. For
It
sure.
isn't for everybody, but there is some where they're like, "What do you mean by computers?" So you have to.
But I want to make a comment about that. Since meeting you, I think I misunderstand what my emotional connection is with. I don't think my emotional connection is actually with the machine.
Okay.
My emotional connection is with the data on the machine and the processes that make me connect to that data.
Yeah.
If it was on any other machine and that machine worked the way this machine worked,
right,
the way that I'm comfortable with it working, connecting to the data that I'm used to, and the software that I'm used to,
right,
I wouldn't care about the machine.
Right. Which is why I gave you mine.
Yeah. Yes. No, you don't say that. I legit.
No, it was time for another device.
Got whatever we did with this. I don't know what we did with it, but
no. So your point is well taken, because the customizations, like once people get everything all situated the way that they want it to be, you can, if you go onto somebody else's computer and it's set up totally different, it's going to be, there's no way. Even if it has, I found, even going a step further, even if it is like a coworker in the same organization, and the IT department set them up really similar, and all the programs there, and just sign in, and like, it'll be fine, and then get into your cloud bucket or whatever else it is. Nope, it's one of those where it's not my machine, so I'm not as comfortable using it.
Sure.
And for power users like you, who like to do a lot of stuff, not just a little bit of stuff, on the computer, and there's whole like workflows that you build from scratch, that customization, everything.
It really is. Yeah, and it's like I have this computer, I've got a Chromebook, I've got a tablet. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I would get rid of all of them if I had one that I knew was the one that could do it all.
Supercomputer.
Plug me in. If I could be a supercomputer, maybe that would work. But I think we are getting closer, in our process with the electronic file cabinet, in having all the data in one place, accessible anywhere, and what am I trying to say? Control, like access point management. So I don't know why that. I just need to do it.
Well,
explain. I mean, you're so much better, I think, at explaining why that makes it so much more simple.
So
in the daily work.
What I'm finding is that, because there are a few things that I take into consideration. There's stuff that I look for, and then there's stuff that just doesn't occur. So here's one that doesn't even occur. Okay. When the computer updates and it changes Outlook for the 5th time this year, okay, like where the Microsoft 365, or where the icons are on Gmail, people get lost in, where it's like they changed the interface, they changed how the program works a little bit.
Yeah.
And it should all be there, and it should all still work, but I can't quite find it, and it's not in the right spot, whichever else. That drives me crazy. And one of the side effects of anything that is controlled by your organization instead of, out in the cloud somewhere following someone else's rules, is that it's going to stay the same. It's the same thing we were talking about with I finally got my computer the way that I wanted it, right? So if I can get my workflows, if I can get all of my information to be lined up the way that I want it to, and I know that that's A, not going to change, B, it's going to be portable no matter where I'm accessing it from. I mean, now we can put some pedal to the metal, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to slow you down at that point. If it's like, I have this process, I'm going to put this information in, it's going to generate this template, it's going to get this customer, we're going to get this stuff done, whatever. Jim's going to know where he's driving, any of that type of stuff. If you can just lean into the process because you have confidence in it, you know that system is going to work the way it has for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's not just going to change around you. That's a huge deal.
Oh man. This is what I wanted to spend the rest of my day doing now, because you put it in my because I know it's not what I'm going to spend the rest of my day doing, but it's what I want to spend the rest of my day doing. Because since now I have this second machine, guess what? It's actually made things worse. I haven't told you this, but it's made things worse because now I do some things on this computer, and I do some things on this computer, and then I get here and I'm like, I take this one home and this one's still at work, and I'm like, oh, I need that file is at that other computer.
All right.
It's worse.
Well, we'll fix that.
So I get what you're saying. Is that okay? Well, let's because my cloud situation, and this is just personal for me, like my personal cloud situation is currently messed up and it's not working properly. Like at a certain point, it got some lines got crisscrossed. Not my fault, but it got crisscrossed and my cloud got messed up. How does that even happen? I don't know if I want you to answer that question. But like, how does that even happen? But the fact that it can happen is a vulnerability point for my business. Transferring it over to this electronic file cabinet system takes away that vulnerability of working in the cloud.
Because we know where all the info is. We know where it all is. We know it's in this spot, right? We know that we can access it this way. And
then I know it no matter if I'm on this one or the tablet or the Chromebook or my phone or wherever I'm at,
right,
I can get it.
That photo that I was looking for isn't lurking in some weird spot.
And Lacey can get it, and Grayson can get it if I give them access to it.
Yep.
Sold. Done. I don't know what I got to do. We're gonna do it. All right.
As we do with most things.
And it will only take me like another 6 months because I'm just kidding.
No, I mean,
when I get, like you said, when I get focused on something, I'm like, we're gonna do now. Let's do it now.
And that's just how that's gonna go. So,
but most people don't even know that that's something that you offer. They think, oh, let's just take my computer when it's broken. But you offer maintenance, service, and repair. I mean, repair is like the last thing. So before it gets to like where I'm at, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at.
Well, and what a client told me at one point was that just knowing that everything's backed up and she's not going to lose anything wasn't enough to like actually like push her over the edge on the one thing.
That was it.
Yeah. So there's a little backup bubble that's on one of my things, and I kind of underestimated like how much of a difference that would make her. You know what I mean? Because it's just a little note. We have a backup system that takes at 3 in the morning, like every single day. And she gets a little notification. She automatically on her computer. You know, when she first started working, and she says, "Yes, that was yay. I know it's cracked up. I'm not going to lose it."
Yes.
I underestimated that. I didn't even think that was a big deal. But yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Man. Oh,
I mean,
thank goodness you have me.
So I just did it because I was like, well, we need to make sure we have a copy of this. She's like, no, I know you have a copy every single day. Now I'm not afraid to use my computer. Yeah. And so when talking about like trust and moving through things or whatever else, I don't know, like, because of how quickly a lot of this stuff changes, and the places where we can keep the same and then build confidence, I think that's absolutely necessary. So these digital workflows are so ephemeral, you can't even tell what's wrong. At least when it was paper. So this is my Xerox guy experience showing up for no reason. When it was paper, you could tell what was missing, because you could go through your little checklist and say, okay, in order for this to be a complete packet of whatever, it needs to have this form and this thing and whatever else. And it didn't matter why one of the forms was missing. You know that if everybody's doing their job, they're all trying to fill out this work. They're all trying to get all these things done, right? And you just keep working on the packet until you get all the signatures and all your certificates and all your sign-offs or whatever else is done. And then you can say, this file is done. It's complete. Yay. And you go, and you can go back through and look at what it is that is, right? And it's really hard to do that if you don't have any place that will also make sure that nothing gets lost.
Right.
And people's computers are not the same.
No.
Like you're missing the file folder and you're missing the place to put it.
Yeah.
So,
and then you end up sending multiple versions back and forth, and like, what version are we on? Like, this is so annoying.
Yeah. And what you said about like the multiple computer thing or whichever, in the industry, that's called sprawl. So where you know, I put stuff, I set up Microsoft Teams so that we could collaborate on certain documents, and then it created a SharePoint repository I wasn't ready for. You know, like, okay, so some of my documents are over here in this green thing, and some of them are over here in the team chat, and some of them are in the other files portion where they should have been.
And guess what? It takes me forever.
Yeah.
You know how much time I'm wasting just looking for files?
Well, now that you told me that that's happening, like, I guess.
Wasting time. I don't want to waste time anymore. I like being like super efficient, because then it benefits my, you know, people I'm working with, benefits them. So if anybody, you know, businesses, individuals, families, churches, anybody are interested in something like this, or has computer questions, technology questions, what do they do?
Schedule time with me and my wife. By the way,
his wife is really nice.
We do consultations for free.
Okay. Phone number, website?
509-421-1448, WenatcheeComputer.com. So there's a little contact us form that you can push on there. So, and then like, I still like talking about technology. There may come a day, I'm not going to say forever, but there may come a day when I'm like, I've had it. But now, I still really love talking about technology and trying to figure out a way to solve the problem.
A couple of Christmases ago, I got Ryan a t-shirt, and it says, warning, may spontaneously start talking about electricity.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get you a similar t-shirt.
Yeah, just
warning,
nerd out on tech stuff.
Spontaneously might start talking about random technology. Yeah, because it's a very similar experience that I have. Like, he starts talking and it's like, and then you start talking. I'm like, I am trying to follow you, but can you simplify it, please? And you do, and it's very nice.
Right.
Yeah, you try. You try.
We get there. No, we really do. It's just some of this is also like, some of it's hard. Like okay, so the question you asked about why these clouds fight with each other and then like dang around in the sky and like send lightning down and like it's all overcast and none of my stuff works, you know, whatever else, right? Well, 2012 was, you know, a year of mostly internet transparency. All the big tech guys were trying to get everything working, and they're like, oh, sure, you know, and engineers were moving from Microsoft to Google to, you know, wherever else, right? They're all kind of bouncing around. You know, Apple, somewhere in there. And then at some point, they decided, okay, let's start squeezing the spigot. Let's start pinching some of these things off, right? For our pay for services to actually take priority from the stuff that was working that we're going to just arbitrarily make not work. Email, it would be, I believe it's November. It was fourth quarter of 2022. They said that the invoicing that people were using, that they were automatically going in and they're like trying to send a customer invoice, they fill it all out. If you were using a Gmail account before fourth quarter of 2022, no problem. You could send it from, you know, mybusiness@gmail.com and you'd go and it'd be fine. Google decided to make it so that wasn't possible.
Oh.
They literally shut it down.
almost impossible.
Now, I think they've re-enabled it partially, but stuff like that is super disruptive. You know, if you've been running a Gmail account, that's a whole business communication because you're not doing a bunch of heavy, you know, back and forth or whatever. You just want to be able to send somebody an invoice. You have to download it manually and then create a PDF and then, like you know, you can work around it. Whatever else, but there was a nice feature that you could push buttons.
Well, they took a lot of really great features away, I think, a few years ago. Yeah.
It's behind the
paywall now.
Right.
So the reason why your accounts don't work, some of it, I'm not going to say all of it, but some of it is by design.
Well, you got to pay for that. Oh, good. Great.
I know. You hate that.
I hate rentals. Like, not as just a business model per se, but just if there is the ability, like whose data is it? And why am I renting it from you?
Yeah, and what happens if I don't pay for it, right? If I don't pay for my subscription, what happens to my data? Yeah, no, we've talked about this before. I think there's more that we could talk about, but I'm not going to get into that today. No, because I get to talking to Matthew Pippin is here to talk about Radium Girls. So I'll have to get to talking with him, but we will circle. I think we're going to have more conversations about the terrifying world of technology in the future. So
I think so too.
Thanks for being here and catching me up and always being there, honestly, for what I need in my life of technical difficulties.
IT is a relationship.
Yeah, I like that.
A lot more complicated.
All right, WenatcheeComputer.com. Check them out if you need repair, obviously, but even before that.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, thanks.
Good to see you too.
Good to see you. We are broadcasting live here at the Numerica Festival of Trees in their exhibit hall. Come on over, Mr. Matthew. Oh, yes, and you brought me a copy of. You brought a copy, and I'm not too presumptuous to say you brought me a
just
copy.
sold it actually as I was standing there.
Oh, really?
I know.
I didn't even get a chance.
I know. I didn't. I was just walking. I solely took it to walk down the street and be like, look, here's just, advertising as I'm walking in. And then as I was walking in, this woman said, who's that for? And I said, well, I'll buy it from you. So, okay. I didn't even get a chance to defend it. But
dang it.
I know. So, and congratulations on your show last night.
Thank you so much.
Great things as I was walking and people talking about it.
Oh, that just is, that makes me feel very good.
Assuming you've been talking about karaoke.
Yes, we've been, we've done quite a bit of talking about the Christmas karaoke competition. I feel bad that we scheduled it. I mean, I didn't really have a control over the date for the Festival of Trees, but we scheduled it right during the same night as your show.
I know that would have been fun to play, and but the Radium Girls is going on at Eastmont. I got to be there for my kids. And
so, are you directing the show?
Yes.
And I heard that this was your first time directing a show. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
That is
not true. Rumor not true.
It's my first time directing a high school show.
Okay.
So
okay.
I guess it's a half true, I suppose. But no, it's the first, and it is the first time a show has picked me, because that was nowhere on my radar.
Wow. Very cool.
And the kids, they needed a director, and I got approached by Christy Pease, who's the drama instructor, and Ken Cinco, who's the facilities guy there at the theater. And maybe, and I actually didn't even going on this fall. And they asked if I directed it, and I sure, I guess. And so I got the script, and it's horrifying. It's a true story. And we'll go into that.
Yeah.
But then I got next thing I knew, I was the director of these insane children. And because they picked the show. The kids did.
That I find interesting, because it's not your typical show.
No, especially
or not your typical story for teenagers.
Yeah. And but then again, high schoolers love dramatics, and they love to be sad.
So emo.
Yeah. And one kid, I told him, look, because he's doing everything, this range, this banner. It's like, dude, you are the You're the Labrador retriever. You're the happy one. You're the light. You're the dumb boyfriend. He's going to say dumb things, but he means well. And you got to be the smiles and he fought that so hard. But he's great. I mean, he's got us. He understands what he's doing now. But at first, it was sadness, anger,
the horror.
Yeah.
So tell us what Radium Girls is about.
Well, it's a true story about these women who worked in these watch-making factories, and they would paint radium paint on these on watch dials, and it was called undark. And that way, it was billed then as soldiers could see their watch at night, so it was saving lives.
Oh gosh!
But they found that one that got painted by the watch face, and two, they found that it was hard. It was costing too much money to use the rag or something, water rag. There's too much paint getting in the rag, and it was ruining the brush tips too.
Yeah.
So the fastest way to do it, and there are 3 rules: lip, dip, and that was how you straighten the tip of your brush. Well, then these bones, their jawbones, started to ooze up through their teeth. And when a woman died, they would have these doctors say she had syphilis. And they'd say she was a virgin. She had syphilis, and they shut them up. For years, they got away with it.
Oh my god!
And a lot of these women, like the lead that this one's based on, she didn't even live long enough in real life to see justice brought to her, that they were killing them.
So this in real life took place back in the 1920s.
Teens to 20s, yeah.
Yeah. And so how long did these women live until they deteriorated? Was it soon, very quickly?
Oh no, it took them some of the years to die, but slowly. It was slow, painful death. And there's some of them that when they tested their remains, like Adam Theory's, 5,000, 6,000 years from now, she'll still be radioactive. Because
my goodness, yeah.
It's frightening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my father, when he was a kid, there was an old woman that he knew that had a watch, or a clock rather, that had a radium dial on it. And he said it was, even at night, it was so bright that it just lit up the whole room. And these people not knowing that they would paint their nails, they paint their teeth.
Because they didn't know. Yeah.
They didn't know. Look at this fun stuff.
It just naturally glows in the dark. Yeah.
And it's and I wonder, what are we doing now?
Oh my gosh, Matthew, that is such a wonderful question and horrific question to even contemplate.
Yeah, because even with the podium, they were still then using asbestos because it was so great for fire, retarded, And we know this in the scene in the poppy field, the Wizard of Oz, the snow that's raining down, it's asbestos.
Oh, yeah, from the set?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's not snow.
Well, I guess now we have better, health testing, or you would hope. But I don't know, some things get pushed fast through testing that we don't really get to see how they get the end result for years and years and years. We're just gonna have to wait until 2050 to see how things end up with testings and things. But I hopefully it's not going to be the deterioration of teeth into people's skulls.
Yeah. There was quack doctors back then. It's touched on a little bit in play because it's more focused on the radium dials. But it is brought up and used Radithor. And there was a famous case of a semi-professional golfer fallen out of the upper bird and injured his arm. And his doctor prescribed Radithor, which was billed as sunshine in a bottle. And it was expensive. It was $1 a bottle, which is, really expensive back in the
Mhm.
20s. And he thought it was so great and it gave him such great energy that he took over 1,400 doses of it within 3 years until his jaw literally fell off. I mean, just this gaping hole. And what it was radium and water, and that's it.
Why would it make? Why would that make you feel good from the inside out? I don't know.
This quack doctor, the snake oil salesman, as they say, and
Psychosomatic, yeah, making you feel
very
good.
much. Yeah, that's making me feel great. Man.
Yeah. Oh man. Just a side note, are you wearing pearls?
I am.
Are they real pearls?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Now I purchased these when I was doing Pippin last year, and I thought the grandmother would wear pearls.
Yeah.
And then it didn't go with the costume, and I was so mad about it. I thought, they're cute, So now I try to wear them as much as possible so they could be seen like the audience should have seen. Damn it, because they're cute. And so now I wear pearls once in a while when I'm out because grandma's pearls deserve it.
I like it. Well, I noticed them. They're very nice. So we have a couple of nights tonight, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow's the closing weekend of Radium Girls.
Okay.
And really, these kids, there's one that I'm just stunned by. Clara is her name. She plays Mrs. Reader in it. And for this 15-year-old to pull off a 35-year-old, to play elderly as a kid, whatever, but to play a convincing 35-year-old, there's just something about her performance that I'm just so envious of. She's so good. And Rowan Kapler's Mr. Reader, he was the head of the radium plant where these girls got sick in this particular play. And he's just really beautiful in his part. He's just, and I've known him since he was a boy. And he was in Our Town, and this kid would not stop moving in the graveyard scene. And I think he got bribed $5 if he could just sit still. Because he's supposed to be a dead kid.
Yeah.
This graveyard scene. And to know him from that, and then almost 10 years later seeing him play this lead, just wonderful. Oh.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kids that here for the show. And to see them try so hard and work so hard. And I told some of them, you're going to cry. This isn't easy. And you'll get stuck in your head sometimes. And you're going to want to fight it. And it's so frustrating. But we're here for each other. We're a team. And we're going to get through it. And because, in normal theater, if you start to lose it, you just kind of suck it up and go on. But with these kids, I had time to, if it was getting too much for them, they couldn't figure it out or whatever. And it's just, you want to cry because you're frustrated. I'd stop and, okay, we can skip this. We can come back to it later, take time to decompress. And especially for something as heavy as this, I do want them, I would take time to have moments of laughter, breaks, to come out of it.
Yeah.
You immerse yourself in it, but also get out of it too.
Yeah. How do you think the high schoolers handle this topic, this heavy topic?
Lately, what I've, at least from my experience with these kids, and because there's a whole range of them, different backgrounds, different views of the world, that, lately there's been so many things, oh, the kids, this is for the kids. We got to ban the books for the kids. The kids can't see. The kids are fine.
Yeah.
It's people my age that have lost their damn minds. And ban this and ban that. We can't show them this. We can't show that. They say one, they say swear words that I've ever thought of.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And I'm a sailor's mouth that I inherited from my mother. But there's times when they're talking and I happen to overhear it all. Geez, kids. But no, they're fine. The kids are fine. I think trying to stifle it or control it is just going to make them even rebel even more.
Yeah. You bring up a great point. You really do. I grew up trying as a sponge, trying to seek out a lot of the books that are now banned. And I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have access to that growing up. I would definitely be a different maybe less quirky person than I am, and I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, and as long as the kids being nice to other kids, who cares?
You're right.
I mean, it's really kind of frightening, the kind of control. But these kids, they're funny, they're lovely, they have their own thoughts and expressions, and being theater kids, of course, insane. They really are.
Yeah, I mean,
But
artsy people are artsy people, right?
And I love them, and I want to see them succeed and work hard and play harder in this show, and they do it. And they're young. Some of them, like they weren't even alive the first time I wrote this book. Like, I went around the room.
That's something to think about.
2008. Am I still alive? But no, they're just marvelous.
I'm so proud of you. Honestly, I really am, with everything that you've got going on. I'm just in awe. Seriously.
Well, speaking of awe, and I think I can say this, and if not, cat's out of the bag. On Monday, I found out I'm receiving the Stanley Lifetime Achievement Award at the holiday spice for this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I'm still shocked. I cannot believe it. Because I'm 41, lifetime achievements.
Yeah, I can see that, right? You have so much more lifetime to go to achieve.
Yeah.
So maybe you go another 40 years and you get another lifetime achievement award. That's a pretty good goal. Be like the first person to receive it twice.
Yeah, and get the volunteer category instead of the professional one. But I'm honored. I'm beyond shocked, and I still have to figure out what the hell I'm going to say to accept it.
Stick it into Chat GPT. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, and my husband, who's just human value. When I get home,
Human value.
He's just total.
Yes.
Riles and everything. I mean, he can announce when he's asleep. He's not up 10 seconds to the bastard. And he's like, don't you think of anything? You're trying to drift up power. No, they're countries. And he gets home, and English is his fifth language, so America's based on sharing. And I told him I'm getting this award.
That's the quote of the day, by the way.
It really is.
English is his language.
Yeah. And so he's smarter than I am because I barely handle English. And I'm telling him that I'm getting this award. Like that one, and he pointed at his employee of the month that he got from a contract. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it's like that. Good job.
It puts your life into perspective.
It really
right?
does.
Yeah.
And
like don't put yourself too high on a pedestal.
Oh no, I never would. I mean, I was still in shock.
No, I get it. Like I'm with that with my husband at home too. It's like you go home and you still got to put the laundry in the wash, and you still got to do the dishes, and you're still taking care of the kid. And
something like, you're a celebrity in Wenatchee or something. So is the fastest meat slicer at Albertsons. It's Wenatchee.
It's Wenatchee.
Let's not forget where we are. And not to put it down. I mean, we both work hard for the arts in doing what we do.
Yeah.
We're in Wenatchee, and I go to the bathroom like everybody else. And
but I'm glad that people appreciate the energy that we're putting out into the community. Yeah.
It's a hell of a. I just didn't think.
Congratulations, Matthew.
I never won anything.
I find that hard to believe, actually. Yeah.
And I'm granted, I've never done it to switch legs. I've never done it for a reward, but
we never do. Yeah.
And it is. This is very nice. I just can't believe it.
I know. I'm like, oh, look, those people are getting recognized. That must be really nice for them. I'm so happy because I always am. I always am so proud and so happy for everybody because that's who I am. Like, I believe that other people can succeed. I want other people to succeed too.
Especially in this valley, because right now anything goes is also going.
Yeah.
And at Wenatchee High School, and I wish them success. And if people want to, they could see that show tonight, and then they could come see Radium Girls.
Which is exactly what I said I was gonna. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook. I was like, I'm gonna host a karaoke on Thursday, and I'm gonna go see Anything Goes on Friday, and then I'm gonna go Radium Girls on Saturday, and then I'm doing Tiny Bear Time, and I'm hosting karaoke. And they're like, when are you taking a break? And I'm like,
Oh no, that
like,
was
this is what you're telling me.
like for instance, the final week of October, which I was full week, I was just dreading. This was my week. Monday was Radium Girls rehearsal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got to worry about, to have murders. And then Tuesday was work at the museum, Radium Girls rehearsal, Horror Picture Show Fest rehearsal. And so that was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Friday comes. It was museum, Radium Girls, Radar Dame's performance at the Riverside Playhouse, and then Rocky Horror Show performance at the Pack. And getting home at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was.
It's your yescapade.
Yes. And then the next day was work all day, and then we had the haunted museum that I had to babysit for friend desk letting people in. And then Sunday I went to Spokane, interviewed on Queer Centric podcast over there for 9 Strangers.
Oh wow, cool.
And then the day I came back and Radium Girls, so someday I'll learn how to say it. But that's what when you're a performer in a small town, that's what your schedule is sometimes. And there's some stuff you have to say no to because you just can't do it.
Like the Christmas karaoke competition. Yeah.
And for instance, tonight we got the Radium Girls, and typically I introduce the show and then I leave. And I tell the kids I don't watch the show. Because there's a lot of directors in town who stay and watch the show and then give notes. And I think that's such a drag. You've been given time, you've worked on it, you've opened it, you've earned these parts. I've watched them grow these parts over weeks. You don't need me to do that. That's your job. It's your responsibility. And so I mean, I'll be there closing, of course. But tonight I can't introduce it because I'm hosting a trivia at the museum. So I won't be able to introduce them.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it weird that we're still kind of talking about Halloween? You were talking about like Rocky Horror, which is right around Halloween, right? Yeah. And we're still like wrapping up Halloween, but here we are. We're in the midst of Christmas.
Well, and what drives me nuts is Halloween used to know its place. Like it was like October's here. Come on. And then Christmas was the one that was the pain in the ass. And lately, it's like July. I'm starting to see Halloween candy out. I'm like, you know that.
Yeah,
the spirit knows that.
Back it up there, Halloween.
And I'm very much the person that on December 1st, haul out the holly. Let's hang out in
me too.
But before that, it drives me insane. I do my best to avoid any kind of Christmas carols and things. And people then think I'm the Grinch. It's like, no, it's for December. This month is a turkey.
I am the same way. But I have been a little bit holiday schizophrenic. I don't know if that's insensitive to say, but that's kind of how I felt. Because we went right from Halloween. And then, like, right after Halloween, I was right into Christmas, and I was singing Christmas carols, getting ready for Christmas karaoke. And so my house was full of Christmas carols. The car was like singing Dominic the Donkey in my car for weeks. And then all of a sudden, I last week, I needed to have, as an event planner, like, this is what happens. I'm having a meeting about 4th of July. And I'm like, okay, now I need to wrap my head around the American flag. So, okay. It's just, okay, now I'm back to Christmas.
It's almost like that scene in Disney's Sleeping Beauty when they're fighting over the dress, pinker blue, and it winds up with that mismatch.
Yes.
That's what feels like sometimes. Here's the pumpkin. Here's the turkey feathers here with mistletoe down here.
Yeah. Let me see the book again. You show the book, and you have a book signing coming up.
I have a book signing on the 28th of November at the old bookshop from 4 to 6.
Are there books available locally to buy?
Oh yeah, at the museum and at the old bookshop, and now up in Book for All Seasons in Leavenworth.
Awesome.
Now, and then I have a book signing on December 13th at 7 o'clock at the museum.
Okay.
The museum's been very supportive of this endeavor.
I think the museum for sure, but the entire community. I mean, they have just,
and what's crazy to me,
or they're eating it up like Halloween candy.
They really are. And what's crazy to me is to hear people say these characters' names that have been in my head for 16 years.
So what?
You know, this one's my favorite. How could you do this to this one? I love this one. I hated that one. But they're saying their names, and they're my people.
They're your babies. Yeah.
It just makes me so happy. And there's a woman last night that she bought it yesterday at the museum. She finished it this morning. But I wanted to know what happened next.
I know Grayson is a huge fan of the book, and he loves it, and he really wants to get his copy signed. So
he sent me a message, and it was very nice. Long and drawn out, thought out, and
sounds like Grayson.
It was lovely, though. I'm not putting it down. It was very moving. See. And then later, he's the artist, the beautiful snowflake.
Yeah.
You should get that tattooed on you.
Oh, yeah. No brainer.
But I've posed for him many times. That's how we met. Was over Instagram. And then posing on this.
Get it closer so they can see. Yeah.
And I just love that snowflake. But I used his name for a character in the book because I never liked the name prior to. It just didn't sit well. I didn't. And I changed it a couple of times. Hated it. I just couldn't. It just didn't flow right. And so when I was writing, because I've appeared in some his parts, this is some way I can give back him that he could be in my art. So I made him used his name for a character in the book. And this woman that read the book last night, that wound up being her favorite character that she wanted to know more about. And it was so cool. But then screenshot that, send it to them, and say, "Look, you talked about that." I thought that.
Are you thinking about a sequel?
There is. It's being edited right now.
Stop it.
And it's Almir's fault because he couldn't leave 2 plot points alone. And it's to the point that he called me a bastard, which in a fun way. When I was standing at the bus stop where I live and to come downtown, by the time I got down to the station, I had the idea of the story. I started typing it up and I had it finished in a month. It just came out of me. And but it's his fault. It's called The Green Suitcase. And it'll be out in May.
You heard it! The Green Suitcase comes out in May, the sequel to 9 Strangers.
He's also done the artwork for that too. Really thrills me. And he's just I cannot. Elmir has been around, who also makes appearance in this as a character. One, I've never seen people twin so hard. Like you saw the pictures. He's like, and it took me a couple of months to sometimes tell them apart. Now I can like that. At first, they twin really hard, and they live in other Cuban artists, and both of them with the graphic arts and everything. And I talk to him every day. Just a great pal of mine too. And the fact that our government is terrible to the little island still, and it's nice. I feel like I stick it to the man when I work with him because we're friends through art.
Yeah,
I love that. I just love it. And I love him. Darling human.
Well, I'm so happy for you, and congratulations again on your Lifetime Achievement Award that you'll be receiving.
Unbelievable.
Yes, and on everything. So the book signing is the 28th.
November 28th
At Yale
Books
Bookshop.
at 4 o'clock to 6, and then December 13th at the museum. It's from 7 to 1.
And if people want to follow you online, that's probably the best way to keep up with what you're doing, right?
Yeah. And although my back injury, it's really easy to follow me around. I can't get away fast. I used to. But no, they MT Pippin on TikTok or Instagram, and then Matthew Pippin find me on Facebook.
Yeah. And it is pretty entertaining to follow you and
shovel my stuff out.
And Radium Girls, directing Radium Girls, high school music.
Tomorrow night at East Mount at 7 o'clock, $10 at the door.
All right.
You want to go?
I do want to go.
Yeah. Not just group.
No, I got it.
would love
The royal you, the royal you, the royal we, if you would like to. And next year, Christmas karaoke competition.
Yes, absolutely. I'll put it on my schedule.
And one of these days we're gonna create together. I would love that.
I know we talked about it, and then
I don't know what we're gonna create, but we will create something together. And who cares?
Yeah.
Something. Matthew, I love you.
I love you.
You well.
Thank you so much. And that's our 9 Streeters, available on Amazon or museum or Yale Bookshop or Book for All Seasons. Or if you find me, I'll just try to dig out a copy somewhere or steal it from somebody else. It's only $15.
I couldn't even get it because you sold it on your way in here.
Yeah, she sold it, and she's like, "Well, when I get done in here, find it for me." There she is, right there.
All right, go get her, Matthew. Go get her.
Thank you so much.
See you soon. Bye, honey. All right, that's how we do it here on What's Up Wenatchee. It is after 2 o'clock, and we got everybody in. I want to say thank you to everybody. Matthew Pippin, Brandon Smith. We had Mark. Oh my gosh, what's Mark's last name? Barton. And Jay Woody Lots from the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Just as a reminder, guys, I know we went over a lot of information on the program today. We have the Festival of Trees going through the weekend. That's where we are. It's all sponsored by Numerica Credit Union. I am in the main exhibit hall that is open until 5 o'clock today, so you can come on in. I'll put this screen up so you can see the rest of these trees, right? They're all lined up down here, all throughout the entire room. They have the wreaths and the mini trees out in the hallway. Very cool. So you can either buy the raffles for the mini trees and wreaths, or do a silent auction for the grand trees in here. And they do the Tannenbaum auction on Sunday. And then Swanky Soiree. Tickets still, I think there's a few tickets still available according to Mark. And you can get those tickets, numericapack.org/FOT. The Christmas karaoke competition last night, I was trying to upload this, the picture, the epic picture of I did about 4, 5, 6 different outfits throughout the night, but this was my closing outfit from the Christmas karaoke competition last night. Sherry the Grinch Utopian was our winner. She raised $740 for the Numerica Performing Arts Center. I don't have a final tally of how much the entire night raised, but I'm going to try and get that so we can post that up. All that money goes to support the PAC and their operational costs and programming, educational and entertainment programming throughout the year. We were very, very proud to have hosted this gig last night. And keep looking on our socials, because we are going to post some pictures and if whatever we can. It was a busy night, but I know there are some pictures and videos out there of some of the magic that was created throughout the night. I want to thank all of the participants that sang their heart out, and they all just like prepared. The one thing that I want to say about it is that just through the registration process and me emailing and talking or texting back and forth with the contestants, and we held one rehearsal where I went, guys, this is why we're doing this. We're going to have fun doing it. We're going to have a positive day. And I asked them to be part of an opening number that they were going to be part of. And everybody was excited and jumped in and was part of it and saw the vision. And by the end of it, we were kind of our own little crew, our own little family, karaoke family. And that's why I say it was a wonderful execution of the vision that I have for what can be achieved through music, through karaoke. Not everybody sings karaoke, but that room was brought together through a karaoke event. You can't deny that. And you can't always do that in a bar at 2 a.m. We've done karaoke for kids and to build confidence. We've done karaoke at the senior center for a multi-generational family event. We've done karaoke inside, outside, all around, for all different kinds of people and events, and brought different groups of people that didn't know each other, didn't have any interaction, and by the end of it, they were connected. And this Saturday, I will be hosting karaoke for a women's hockey tournament that they're bringing into the Town Toyota Center. And these ladies come from all over the region. And some of them know each other, some of them don't, but they tend to kind of be, in their own teams. So we're going to take karaoke and connect them through music and have them all mingle. It's going to be fun. I got that Saturday night. We're booking now for the holidays. So if you were thinking about you need a DJ, or you want to do karaoke or some kind of private event, if you need event planning for your holiday parties or your work parties, we do have some bookings open, darlingproductionswa.com. And we would love to be a part of the positivity and festivities and joyous atmosphere of your holiday season. But now is the time to do that. And it's also time for me to head up on out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the What's Up Wenatchee program today. We are going to take next week off for the Thanksgiving holiday. But keep watching our Instagram and our Facebook, and especially our YouTube, because we're putting up new content on there all the time. We are fully supported by you. So if you would like to make a one-time support, or be a regular subscriber to our content, you just go to www.supercast.com, and you can rewatch this podcast on our YouTube page. All right, it is time for me to go. Thank you again. I will see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Peace out, everybody. Take care.